Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm a kinesiology student at the University of Toronto and I'm working as your kinesiologist. I have a specific interest in low back disorders and would like to share with you today what I believe is important when performing lifting tasks. Why should we talk about this? Because we care about your health and we would like to see healthy backs in our employees, especially because you have quite a bit of lifting in your job. With regards to lifting, I believe it's important to maintain a neutral spine. What is a neutral spine? Why the neutral spine? I will explain in a bit. First, let's understand what's in our backs that are taking the loads. We have what's called the active components, which are the muscles. During lifting, they're responsible for contracting to counteract the load. We also have the passive components, which are structures that do not produce active contractions like the muscles. For example, the intervertebral disc and the ligaments. During lifting, these structures can be stretched depending on how much we round our backs. So what's happening in our backs when we round it? When you round your back, you are shifting the responsibility to bear load to the passive tissues, so the disc and the ligaments. However, when you keep your back relatively straight, your muscles will be working to carry the load and therefore offloading the passive structures. You may ask, do muscles not work when we bend our backs? It's a phenomenon called the flexion-relaxation phenomenon. It means that the muscles relax when you bend your back. As a result, the passive tissues become the structures that are primarily holding up your upper body weight plus the weight you're carrying. You may wonder, what's so bad about having passive structures holding up the weight? Simply put, your passive structures are not as strong as your muscles. Your muscles are designed to take the loads. They're also capable of becoming stronger as you lift more, while your passive structures don't really. Isn't it safer to carry the loads using the stronger structures in your back? So let's come back to the concept of neutral spine I mentioned earlier in the video. Neutral spine is a zone, a range of movement where the passive tissues are not excessively stretched or loaded. There are two ways you can find your neutral spine. You can stand against a wall. Position yourself so that your head, upper back, and your butt is against the wall. Leave a little space between your low back and the wall, and this posture will be your neutral spine. The other way is to use a dowel or stick. Place the dowel or the stick vertically in the middle of your back. Press your head, upper back, and lower back against the dowel, and this is your neutral spine. Let's get into the lifting technique. The single most important thing I want you to put your focus is primarily on your curvature of the spine. Try to pick up the object with the arch of the back you had when you were finding your neutral spine. In other words, try to avoid bending your back when you were picking up and lowering the object. Remember, however, neutral spine is a zone. Do not fret if you can't absolutely keep your back straight. It is about not going into extremes of bending your back. Let's go ahead and watch a video demonstration. So, without really bending at your back, how would you get down? You can use your range of motion available at your legs, specifically at the hips and knees. You can reach down by bending at the hips and the knees, and bending your back should be the last resort to reach down. Depending on the height of the object, you may need to use more of your legs. If the object is heavy, keep the object as close to your body as possible. If it's possible, straddling over the object would help you lift safely. To reiterate, when lifting, rounding your back should not be the first thing to do. As you can see, focusing on maintaining the curvature of the spine is possible when mobilizing the range of motion in the legs. Coming to the end of the video, I hope you have a better understanding of our backs and the reason why lifting with a neutral spine is important for back health. Remember, the single most important thing is to maintain the neutral curvature of your back within the neutral zone as much as you can. Keeping this in mind while you're lifting at work should help you lift safer. Thank you for watching this video and all the best at your work.